Hey there, let's get real for a second. How many hours do you spend on Netflix every week? Be honest. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you take a hard look at how you're spending your most precious resource, your time. We're living in a world where Netflix and other distractions are just a click away, ready to suck up your time and attention without offering anything truly meaningful in return. But what if instead of scrolling through endless shows or diving into another series that leaves you feeling empty afterward, you spent just a fraction of that time on something that could completely transform your life? I'm talking about shifting your focus from passive consumption to active creation, learning, and growth. I promise you by the end of this speech, you'll see how you can reclaim control over your time and make it work for you, not against you. You'll discover how every single moment of your life can be used for something that propels you forward instead of keeping you stuck in a cycle of instant gratification. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I don't need to hear this, I'm fine, I challenge you to stick with me. Because the truth is, the difference between living a life of mediocrity and greatness often comes down to how we choose to spend our time. Time is the most precious resource we have, and once it's gone, we can never get it back. Every day we are faced with countless decisions about how to use our time. Some of those choices propel us toward growth, productivity, and success, while others drain us of energy, leaving us stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. One of the most common time-draining habits in today's world is binge-watching TV shows. Streaming platforms like Netflix have designed their entire business model around keeping you hooked, offering endless hours of entertainment at your fingertips. It's so easy to fall into the trap of turning on a show after a long day just to unwind, only to find hours have slipped away and you've accomplished nothing. While it may seem harmless in the moment, the reality is that these small, seemingly insignificant choices compound over time and begin to shape the trajectory of our lives. Consider this: every time you decide to spend hours watching a show, you're not just passing time, you're giving away valuable moments of your life that could be used for something far more meaningful. What if, instead of mindlessly watching another episode of a series, you dedicated that same amount of time to learning a new skill, reading a book, or engaging in an activity that actively moves you toward your goals? It's not that watching TV is inherently bad, but it's about being conscious of the fact that time is a finite resource and we need to make intentional decisions about how to spend it. When we opt for passive entertainment over active engagement, we're falling into a trap. Our brains crave stimulation, and Netflix provides a quick and easy way to satisfy that craving. But just because something feels good in the short term doesn't mean it's good for us in the long run. Mindless entertainment offers instant gratification, but rarely offers any lasting value. At the end of that binge-watching session, you might feel relaxed, but you also might feel a sense of emptiness, wondering where the time went. It's easy to let hours slip away, but if you look at your life a year from now, 5 years from now, or even 10 years from now, those hours add up, and what will they have amounted to? By making more intentional choices with your time, you can start to reclaim your power. Every minute you spend on something that contributes to your personal growth or aligns with your larger life goals is a minute well spent. If you dedicated just 30 minutes a day to something that challenged you, whether that's reading, practicing a skill, or learning something new, you'd be amazed at how much progress you can make over time. The difference between a successful person and someone who remains stuck in mediocrity is often the simple habit of choosing to invest their time in activities that have a long-term payoff. The truth is, the path to fulfillment and success doesn't come from passive consumption. It comes from actively engaging in life, making intentional choices about where to put your energy, and investing in activities that align with your passions and your vision for the future. Yes, a little Netflix here and there can be a good way to unwind, but when it becomes a habit that takes over your life, it's time to take a step back and evaluate how you're truly spending your most valuable resource. Start choosing activities that challenge you, inspire you, and move you forward. Your future self will thank you for it. When we think about productivity, we often envision a never-ending list of tasks to accomplish. Yet productivity isn't just about ticking off items from a to-do list, it's about how effectively we engage with our time. One of the most significant challenges many of us face is the temptation of passive entertainment. In today's digital age, streaming platforms like Netflix are designed to keep us glued to the screen, consuming hours of content with ease. The problem, however, is that while this kind of entertainment might offer short-term pleasure, it ultimately doesn't serve our long-term needs, goals, or growth. The difference between active engagement and passive consumption lies in the level of impact it has on your life. When we consume content passively, whether it's watching TV, scrolling through social media, or mindlessly browsing the internet, we're engaging in a form of mental and emotional inertia. We might feel momentarily entertained, but we're not moving forward. It's easy to get caught up in the comfort of relaxation, especially when our brains are tired and looking for an escape. However, every time we engage in this passive consumption, we're not fostering new skills, advancing our knowledge, or building towards something greater. We're simply being entertained, which, while not inherently bad, becomes problematic when it begins to replace time that could be spent creating, learning, or growing. Now, contrast that with active engagement. When you spend your time on something productive, whether that's learning a new language, picking up a new skill, working on a passion project, or investing in your health, you're engaging both mentally and physically in ways that stimulate growth and progress. Productivity in this sense isn't just about crossing things off your list, it's about filling your day with activities that move you towards your goals. This doesn't mean every moment needs to be perfectly planned or overscheduled, but it's about consciously choosing activities that align with your values and aspirations. Whether you're working on a personal project, reading a book, or practicing a new skill, these actions engage you in a way that provides value and pushes you forward. The challenge here is recognizing that entertainment isn't the enemy, it's how we balance it. We all need downtime, but it's crucial to find a balance between relaxation and action. The simple decision to turn off the TV and instead invest time in something that stretches your abilities or expands your mind can make a massive difference in the trajectory of your life. It's not about eliminating Netflix entirely, it's about being conscious of how much of your time it takes up and considering whether that time could be better spent elsewhere. Instead of watching another episode, ask yourself if there's something you can learn, something you've been wanting to explore, or an area of your life that needs attention. The power of active engagement lies in the fact that it's a proactive way to create the life you desire. Every day you have the choice to either consume passively or engage actively, and as those small daily choices accumulate, you'll notice a shift in your life. You'll find yourself more energized, more focused, and more connected to the things that truly matter. By choosing active engagement over passive entertainment, you not only improve your productivity, but also create a deeper sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. You'll no longer look back with regret at wasted hours, but with pride at the meaningful moments you spent building the life you want. In a world filled with endless distractions, it's easy to fall into the trap of consuming content without thinking. The 3-minute rule is a simple but powerful principle that can help break this cycle. It's a way to take control of how you spend your time and shift from passive consumption to active creation and learning. The basic idea is that when you feel the urge to indulge in something mindless like watching another episode of a TV show, scrolling through social media, or diving into random YouTube videos, pause for just 3 minutes and ask yourself, what could I do in these 3 minutes that would bring me closer to my goals, dreams, or passions? Now, you may be wondering how something as simple as a 3-minute rule could really make a difference. Let's break it down. Our brains crave immediate satisfaction. That's why we instinctively turn to things like Netflix or social media. They offer quick, easy ways to feel entertained or distracted. However, this quick hit gratification comes at a cost. The more we give into this craving, the more we train our brains to seek immediate pleasure over long-term rewards. But by implementing the 3-minute rule, we can interrupt this pattern and instead shift our focus toward activities that serve us better in the long run. The key is that 3 minutes is just enough time to break the habit of mindlessly choosing instant gratification. If you feel the pull to watch something, pause and reflect. In those 3 minutes, you might come up with a simple action like reading a page of a book, taking a short walk, practicing a few steps of a new skill, or planning the next steps for a personal project that can move you forward. These small actions might seem insignificant on their own, but over time, they accumulate into something much more powerful. The idea is not to replace Netflix with an overwhelming new activity or make yourself feel guilty for wanting to unwind, but rather to find ways to make better use of your time in moments of idle decision-making. What you'll begin to notice is that when you make the habit of using even small pockets of time for productive actions, your mindset starts to shift. You'll begin to feel less stressed, more focused, and more motivated to continue pursuing activities that align with your values and long-term goals. The 3-minute rule doesn't require you to completely overhaul your lifestyle. It simply asks you to become aware of those moments in the day when you're about to make a passive choice. By just taking a moment to ask, how can I use this time better? You open up the possibility of transforming those moments into opportunities for growth. The real beauty of this rule is that it taps into the concept of momentum. Once you break the cycle of mindless consumption, you begin to build momentum toward more fulfilling activities. A single 3-minute action, whether it's taking a few minutes to journal, brainstorming an idea, or reading something that challenges your thinking, can set the stage for larger actions. Over time, these small, seemingly insignificant decisions compound into significant progress, and your days start to feel more intentional and rewarding. This isn't just about maximizing productivity, it's about taking conscious control of your time and aligning your actions with your broader goals and values. It's about making your choices deliberate rather than automatic. And ultimately, it's about ensuring that you look back on each day, not with regret for wasted time, but with a sense of accomplishment and forward momentum. So next time you reach for the remote or open an app, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what could I do in the next 3 minutes to move closer to my dreams? You'll be amazed at how a simple shift in mindset can change your entire approach to life. Reclaiming your power over your time is one of the most transformative shifts you can make in life. Every day, we are faced with choices, and the way we spend our time has an enormous impact on the direction of our lives. When we fall into the habit of passively consuming content, whether through Netflix, social media, or other distractions, we are handing over control of our time, energy, and focus to something external. The more we allow these external forces to dictate how we spend our time, the less control we have over our own future. Reclaiming your time isn't just about saying no to distractions, it's about taking a conscious and active role in deciding where your energy and focus go. At its core, reclaiming your power means taking responsibility for how you engage with your time. The world is full of distractions, and there are endless options for what we can do with each passing moment. When we mindlessly give our attention to TV shows or social media feeds, we are letting those platforms dictate our mood, our focus, and ultimately our life's trajectory. But the good news is that we have the power to make a different choice. Every time you choose to engage in something that aligns with your goals, passions, or values, you're taking back that control. You're no longer a passive bystander in your own life, you're the one steering the ship. Think about the moments throughout your day when you find yourself reaching for the remote or scrolling through your phone. These moments are often fueled by a desire for comfort, distraction, or a break from the demands of the day. While there's nothing wrong with taking breaks or relaxing, the problem arises when these moments begin to consume a disproportionate amount of time. It's easy to tell ourselves that a few minutes here and there won't matter, but those minutes add up. Over time, they stack up to hours, days, and weeks of passive consumption. The longer we allow this to happen, the more we feel disconnected from our goals and passions. Reclaiming your time doesn't require a drastic overhaul of your life. It's not about completely eliminating downtime or saying no to entertainment. It's about creating a balance. It's about deciding that you will actively choose what to do with your time, rather than letting habits or external forces make that decision for you. It's about being intentional with how you use your moments of free time. If you're watching TV, ask yourself, is this adding value to my life? Is it helping me grow, learn, or achieve something important? If the answer is no, then you have the power to shift your focus. Perhaps that time could be better spent reading a book, working on a creative project, or developing a new skill. Reclaiming your time also means reclaiming your energy. Often we spend hours in front of a screen, not realizing that it's draining us mentally and emotionally. Passive consumption doesn't require much energy from us, but it also doesn't give us much back. It's a kind of mental inertia that keeps us in a state of stagnation. When you shift your focus toward activities that require you to be engaged, whether it's exercising, learning, or working on a passion project, you feel more energized and fulfilled. You're not just consuming, you're creating, learning, and building momentum. Ultimately, the goal of reclaiming your power is to align your actions with your larger purpose. Every moment you consciously decide to invest in something that moves you toward your goals is a step toward creating the life you want. The more you reclaim your time, the more control you have over your future. And the best part is, this control isn't just about productivity, it's about creating a life that feels intentional and meaningful. By choosing to actively engage with your time, You're not just achieving more, you're living a life that truly reflects who you are and what you want to create. In a world that constantly bombards us with new distractions, one of the most impactful decisions you can make is choosing to consume transformative content instead of mindless entertainment. Transformative content is anything that contributes positively to your personal growth, education, or well-being. This could be a book that challenges your thinking, a documentary that opens your eyes to new perspectives, or a podcast that provides valuable insights into areas you want to explore. While Netflix and social media often offer an easy way to pass the time, they rarely provide the kind of lasting impact that transformative content does. The key difference lies in how the content you consume affects your life. Mindless entertainment, while enjoyable in the moment, often doesn't lead to any tangible improvement in your life. After hours of binge watching a show, you may feel a sense of relaxation, but does it leave you feeling more informed, more inspired, or more motivated to take action? Probably not. In fact, the more we indulge in passive entertainment, the more disconnected we can become from our passions and goals. We may find ourselves drifting through days, feeling like we've wasted time, but unable to pinpoint why. The challenge then is not to eliminate entertainment entirely, but to be more mindful about what we're consuming and whether it serves us in a meaningful way. On the other hand, transformative content offers something far more valuable. It helps shape who we are and who we are becoming. When we engage with content that challenges us to think critically, grow intellectually, or improve emotionally, we are investing in our future selves. Every piece of transformative content you engage with builds upon the foundation of your knowledge and experience. It opens new doors, shifts your mindset, and introduces new tools and strategies that help you navigate the challenges of life. It becomes a stepping stone toward personal growth, leading you down a path of discovery and development. Imagine if instead of spending the next hour on Netflix, you chose to listen to a podcast about a topic that fascinates you or read a chapter of a book on personal development or entrepreneurship. These small choices, when made consistently, add up over time. In just a few weeks or months, you could have read several books, completed online courses, or gained expertise in a new area of interest. The compounded effect of consuming transformative content is profound. Unlike passive entertainment, it doesn't just fill the time, it enhances it. Transformative content also offers the advantage of providing a more profound sense of fulfillment. Instead of mindlessly escaping reality, you are actively engaging with something that enriches your life. Whether it's gaining knowledge in your field of work, exploring a new hobby, or learning about the world, the impact of transformative content lasts far longer than the fleeting satisfaction of a TV show. You begin to feel more connected to your own potential and more inspired to take action on the things that matter to you. What's even more powerful is that transformative content doesn't need to be complex or overwhelming. It doesn't require hours of commitment or extreme discipline. It's about making small, intentional choices to invest in content that brings value to your life. This could mean listening to a podcast while commuting, reading for 20 minutes before bed, or watching a documentary that aligns with your interests. The goal is to create a habit of seeking out content that challenges and inspires you. The difference is clear when you choose transformative content over passive entertainment. You begin to build a life that is more intentional and purpose-driven. You shift from being a passive consumer of entertainment to an active participant in your own growth. And in doing so, you'll not only feel more fulfilled, but you'll also move closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. So the next time you find yourself reaching for the remote or scrolling aimlessly through your phone, ask yourself, what piece of transformative content can I engage with that will bring me closer to my goals? By making this simple choice, you'll start a journey toward a life of continuous growth and fulfillment. Building long-term success is not about grand gestures or drastic changes. It's about creating small, consistent habits that compound over time. When you engage in activities that challenge you and push you toward growth, whether it's learning something new, developing a skill, or working on a personal project, you begin to build momentum. Momentum is a powerful force. It has the ability to carry you forward even when motivation dips or obstacles arise. Small, positive habits create a cycle of progress, where each small action leads to a bigger result. It's like planting a seed today and watching it grow into something remarkable over time. The challenge is to understand how these small decisions you make today can have a profound impact on your future success. When we think about long-term success, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the thought of having to make huge changes or achieve big, lofty goals right away. But the truth is, success is more about consistency and persistence than about making one big leap. It's about choosing day after day to spend your time in ways that contribute to your personal growth, whether that's through reading, exercising, working on a project, or expanding your knowledge. These activities might not seem like much in the moment, but their effect grows exponentially over time. It's the compound effect, the idea that small actions, when done consistently, add up to big results. Consider this: what if, instead of watching TV for hours on end, you spent that time taking a course, practicing a new language, or working on a passion project? These may seem like small investments, but over a year or more, the results would be profound. You might acquire a new skill, learn something that opens new opportunities, or have completed a significant project that moves you closer to your larger goals. The best part is that once you start building momentum, you don't have to rely solely on motivation to keep going. Momentum itself drives you forward. The more you do, the more motivated you become to continue, creating a cycle of growth and progress. In contrast, when we spend hours on passive activities like binge-watching Netflix, we are, in a sense, giving away our time with little return. The more we engage in these habits, the more we reinforce a cycle of inactivity and complacency. While it may feel good in the moment, it doesn't lead to the lasting fulfillment that comes from working towards something meaningful. On the other hand, when we invest time in activities that challenge us, even if they are small, we are building something far more valuable, our future self. The person you are today is a result of the habits and choices you made yesterday, and the person you will be in the future is a result of the choices you make now. The key is understanding that success doesn't happen overnight. It's about making deliberate, consistent choices every day that align with your vision for the future. By dedicating just a small portion of your time to meaningful activities, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Over time, these small actions build momentum, propelling you toward your goals in ways that feel almost effortless. You'll begin to notice that what once seemed like monumental tasks are now part of your daily routine. The power of consistency will transform your life, and you'll look back and see how those small, seemingly insignificant choices made all the difference. In a world that constantly bombards us with new distractions, one of the most impactful decisions you can make is choosing to consume transformative content instead of mindless entertainment. Transformative content is anything that contributes positively to your personal growth, education, or well-being. This could be a book that challenges your thinking, a documentary that opens your eyes to new perspectives, or a podcast that provides valuable insights into areas you want to explore. While Netflix and social media often offer an easy way to pass the time, they rarely provide the kind of lasting impact that transformative content does. The key difference lies in how the content you consume affects your life.